Hi guys, I hope you all are doing good. Thank you very much for liking my videos and sending me the encouraging messages. I'm so happy. Of course, it's very encouraging. So, as I said last time in my video, which I posted on Instagram story, that if you have any questions, please do send me to speak on. And I've received a few questions. Actually, there are a couple of those, so I can't just answer those in one go. So I'll see which one I can read now. Well, okay, this one. Actually, this is a very long. It's a very long message, but it has many questions, and I don't think I can address them in one video. So let's start with one of it, and I think I'll start from this one. So one common factor is no money, no honey, and one will be dumped by all at a point or time when the person has no money, but when he has everything, the world is with him or her. Okay, so the question is, like, when you have money, you have friends and everybody around you, and when you don't have money or you don't have success, then you don't have people around you and they leave you. So uh, I'll share with you with one of my friends who recently told me that I'll tell you the background of the friend. This friend used to throw a lot of lunch parties or dinners, and he used to be one of those very friendly guys, and he had a big list of friends. And one day he lost his job, so he asked one of his very old friends to help him financially, and the guy refused, and he was very disappointed because he's been inviting him and his family for years, and suddenly this guy just refused. And he not only refused, he said that I can pay, but tomorrow if you don't get a job, how will you pay me back? This is very bad if you look at it. But let me tell you that understanding life is not very easy, because if you look at it just from the mind and just from the logic, just from this idea of I did this for somebody, they should do something for me, it looks very mean and ruthless that somebody can say no, right? But it's more complicated than that. If you look at it from a deeper perspective, uh, chances are that this is a learning for you. This is a learning for you to understand why what is happening in your life. What can you learn from it, and how can you change your life? I'll share with you my own personal example. So when I was in Dubai, so I was looking for a place to move. I eventually signed up to stay in a villa, and that villa had many rooms. So on my own in a room, but in a villa. It was only a lot later that I found out the only reason why I actually went in a villa and not in my own apartment was because I was too scared. I was too fearful of living alone. I could never imagine, I could never even think that I'll have to live alone one day. So this was really very difficult for me. And apparently, after a few months, I remember, even though it was a villa and there were always some families and kids playing in the veranda, and there were always some people around you, I was still so fearful that there were times when I could not sleep. So I requested my neighbor, and if she will be listening to this video, I'm sure she'll second me on this. So I told her if she could find somebody for me to stay with, to share my room with some woman or a lady, because sometimes there are people searching for jobs or for other reasons they are in Dubai and they are looking for shared accommodation. So she found somebody for me, and there was this lady who was, I think, looking for a job, and she stayed with me for a few months. And after she left, I think there was another, so a couple of months, I don't know how many months, but a couple of months were easy because there was always this one lady sharing the room with me. But that didn't help me grow personally, because I had just covered that insecurity. It was true she was paying me, but at the end of the day, I was just avoiding being with myself, and nobody knew that except me. So then eventually, after the other lady left as well, I think I was much more capable of living on my own now. So then I moved into one of my favorite apartments, and it was, I still had a lot of fear. Sorry, but this time I told myself that what is the worst that can happen? The worst is that I will die. We all have to die. There's nothing to be scared about. We all have to die. So I told myself that I will die, the worst, and what can possibly happen is, when you die, then the body smells if you've not buried it and stuff. So my body will smell, and probably one of the neighbors will come and they will complain, and they'll do whatever the procedure is to do with the dead body. And the HR of my bank has my numbers of my family, and they'll just send my dead body to Pakistan, and they'll do what they need to do. So that's what can happen, possibly the worst. So do I need anybody? If I have to live, I'll live. I mean, nobody can save me from some dying. So that's, I think, one of the most difficult questions that you can ask yourself. And that's what I asked myself, that the worst is I could die, and we all have to die. So if you're not scared of dying, you're not scared of living, then why are you scared of living? You should live your life. So that was the time I realized that I don't really need anybody. You don't need anybody. I think it will be coming as a surprise to many people, because we think that it is normal to have companionship, have friends, to need people. I'm not saying you don't need a companionship or you don't need friends, but there's a difference. You don't need, because on the other hand, you should have this faith that whatever I will actually need will come to me. And I can tell you that whatever I needed in my life came to me. And this was the time when I was alone, and for the first time of my life, I told myself, I will be who I am. And I will stop compromising. I'll stop trying to please people, even though that is not my nature. I don't please people. I'm who I am. But this is the time when I realized that I will be who I am. Instead of trying to do things to make some relationships work and stuff, I will sit back and be who I am and not compromise, and see who is sticking with me. And it is funny, most of the people left. So being with yourself is such an amazing experience that you don't need anybody. So I didn't need anybody anyways. So people left, people come and go. It doesn't change a lot. I was happy in my life. So I think this idea of being with yourself is so difficult that we're always running after one relationship. Could be romantic, friends, family. People get married because they can't be with themselves. They feel lonely, or many other reasons, but loneliness is one part. So you can't be with yourself, and that is why you want people to be around you. So I think this is one of the biggest opportunity to be with yourself and ask the relevant and right questions. The relevant questions are those which help you grow. Instead of resisting, why me? Why are people not there when I need them? Instead of resisting questions, ask questions which are more acceptance. What can I learn from this situation? What is the experience life is offering me now? How can I peace in this situation? How can I submit myself and accept this moment, no matter how cruel and painful it is? These are relevant questions. These are helping questions. These will help you. So I think the second part of the question is success. No money and no honey. So I think the first question that you need to ask yourself is, what is success? What is success? And I think from most of the people, if you ask this question, what is success, they will tell you that success is having a good job, having a good relationship, probably having friends for some people, having good bank balance, having big houses or a big car, and the list goes on and on and on. And when you're young, I think you feel the more toys you have, the more successful you are. And when you become more, like adult, or someone who's really attracted to men and women, for you it might be like, how many women I have, I'm successful. How many affairs can I have, I'm successful. So different people have different ways of looking at success. But let me tell you, none of this is real success. None of this. And maybe in my life I never felt I was successful, so I never really realized who left and who stayed. By difficult moments or good moments. Because I was who I was. And finally, when I started to just be open to be with myself, it didn't really matter who stayed and who left. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter anymore as well. Who stays and who leaves, I do what I need to do. I do what I love to do. I enjoy my life. I have the power. I enjoy my life. So this idea that you need somebody has to completely go out. I don't believe in this idea. You don't need anybody. So coming back to success. So what is success for you? If you ask me, I will never say I'm successful, as I said. For me, success is an inward journey. Success is an inner matter, not outside. Outside, you'll probably always have some issues or not have issues, but you can't be defined of those changes in your life which are happening outside. This good moments, bad, good, it goes like this. You can't define your success based on that. Today you have a car, you're successful. Tomorrow you don't have a car, but you'll not be successful. Today you have a relationship, everything is perfect, you're successful. Tomorrow you don't have a relationship, but you'll be unsuccessful. How can these things define you? Success is an inner journey. How peaceful you are. How contented you are. How can you find your happiness even when things are not working around you? That's what success is. When people leave you, how do you react and how do you face that situation? That's successful. I think we all have different and wrong parameters of actually being successful. So what is success for you? When you be actually successful, it will not matter who stays in your life and who doesn't. And if you think that people stay with you for money, maybe many do. I have many people I know why they stick to me. Doesn't matter. If you have money, you give them. If you don't want to, then don't. Choice is eventually yours. You can't say people do this to me. They can't. They do what they do. And from their perspective, they're always right. That I can tell you. They're always right from their perspective. So if I tell you, have you ever sometimes noticed that when you get to know the half side of the story, it makes sense. And then you listen to the other half of the story, that's also true. Now you don't know what to decide. Because both of them are right from their perspectives. Everybody is right from their perspective. Why somebody does not come to you when you're not successful, they are right in their own way. And you think people not coming to you when you don't have money? Maybe that's practically right for you as well. But you need to realize what is success for you and stop being dependent on people to need you. Stop being dependent on needing people. If people need you, you do what you want to do, but that's your thing. That's your decision. You want to do something for somebody, do it. Many times in my life, people asked me money and I gave them and they never gave me back. Should I say, okay, they did this? They did what they wanted to do, what their intention was. I made a choice and I gave them money. It's me who made that decision. So if you think that people don't come to you when you're unsuccessful, it's your decision to be with such people. You don't have to be with such people. You should be strong enough to say that, okay, it's time to consider my list. It's time to think who are these people in my list of friends. And it's also a time to reflect upon why these things are happening to me. What can I learn? How can I grow? How can I get the answers to these questions? So I think this is an opportunity for you to learn and bless these moments. Be with yourself. Get the answers to the right questions. Stop needing people in your life and be present with yourself. Everything will turn out beautiful, I can tell you, when you can completely be with yourself and love yourself. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody. You just need yourself. And God will help you. On the other side, we don't trust God enough. If you can increase your faith and trust that God will take care of me, God will provide me, God loves me anyways, you will not need anybody. And you'll stop being dependent on others. And you'll increase your faith here. And that is what is most important. I feel most of these experiences that come in our life are there for a lesson. But we have to be courageous and open enough to welcome and embrace them and learn what we need to learn. So from today, find the right answers and define what is success for you, and stop needing people. You don't need anybody. Rely on yourself, rely on God, and see how your life can change. I can tell you this, life will completely transform when you stop needing others. Stop needing others. Be with yourself, fully present. It's very uncomfortable, but that uncomfortable and uncertain moments of life will actually be the defining moments of your life. Everything that happens in your life is for a reason. And the reason is for you to evolve and grow. Most people don't, because they stay stuck in that idea of the mind. This is how it should be, and if it's not like that, you don't like it, let's not even question in the right way. So it's very important to bless the moments, every moment of your life, and trust that whatever is happening for the best. And whatever is happening is that what you need the most for you to learn, grow, evolve. Mark my words. So try to be with yourself and stop needing people. Just be with yourself and see how that experience is. And do let me know how you feel. Okay? Bye!